Welcome back to Dark Whispers, okay? Where every night, Scheherazade weaves a new story to keep the king listening. Last time, she finished the tale of the third old man and the gazelle. A story of betrayal, sorcery, and strange transformation. The king leaned closer, his eyes burning with curiosity, eager to hear what would follow. But Scheherazade, with her soft, enchanting voice, began a new tale. O king of time, know that there once lived a poor fisherman who cast his net only 4 times a day. Each throw carried with it the weight of his hopes and his fate. The fisherman stood frozen, the jar suspended in his trembling hands. Riches beyond his wildest dreams were promised by a creature of smoke and shadow. Trust was a luxury he could ill afford, yet hope flickered in his breast. In the depths of his eyes, an inner turmoil raged, battling with doubt and despair. Finally, the fisherman spoke, his voice hoarse with tension. Very well, O great Jenny, I will spare your life. But if even an ounce of deceit finds place in your words, I will cast you back into the depths without mercy. Is that agreed? Agreed, boomed the genie, and with a snap of his fingers, the fisherman vanished from that spot, replaced by a palace of pearl and gold. The fisherman gasped, his eyes wide with disbelief. This is incredible, beyond my wildest dreams. What sorcery is this? The genie chuckled, a sound like rolling thunder. Dreams, indeed, little fisherman, for you have been granted a wish for untold riches. Name your prize, and it shall be yours. The fisherman looked about at the splendor around him. Such extravagance, but it is not mine to keep. Tell me, O genie, how may I break this enchantment and claim my own reward? The genie bowed low. The spell is bound to you alone. Only you can break it. So choose, O fisherman, for all you see shall be yours to keep when you reclaim it with your own hand. With that, the genie vanished, leaving the fisherman in awe of his surroundings. The fisherman wandered through halls of ivory, marveled at fountains of liquid gold and gardens where flowers sang and trees bore jewels. But soon, unease crept into his heart. Was this a test? Would the genie strike when he least expected? Fear gnawed at him like a hungry beast. Suddenly, a beautiful woman approached, her face veiled. Greetings, fisherman. I am the keeper of this place. You seek your reward? Seek you gold or gems or maybe power untold? All is yours for the taking. You speak truly, but I want more than riches. Where is the genie? I want to bargain with him once more. She smiled sadly. Foolish man, do you not realize the genie has tricked you? This whole place is but a dream, a wisp of smoke conjured to tempt you. Once you stepped foot within these gates, you lost your chance to leave. Despair filled the fisherman, colder than any grave. Was he trapped forever in this gilded cage? Then he spied a door shimmering with light. Is that the exit? Take me there, O fisherman. You cannot pass that way. That is the path to the genie's realm, a realm from which none return alive. He turned back, anger blazing in his eyes. Then tell me, woman, where else may I find him? Heed my warning, fisherman, for you play a dangerous game. If you seek the genie, heed my rhyme. Through gardens fair and fountains high, count silver drops from the azure sky. At the 400th tier, your bargain ends, and you will face the genie's wrath, his cruelest wiles, for in that space, only he holds the key to your disgrace. With that cryptic verse, the woman disappeared. The fisherman pondered the riddle. Gardens fair and fountains high, counting tears from the azure sky. What did it all imply? As he walked, he saw a fountain, tall and proud, its waters sparkling like crystal in a crowd. He paused, realizing the task before him, to count the falling tears, a seemingly endless stream. How could he hope to finish such a daunting chore? Still, he had come so far. Giving up was not an option. He resolved to try. So he settled down beside the fountain, determined to complete his quest. The water flowed and shimmered, glistening in the sunlight overhead. The fisherman focused his gaze, trying to ignore all else around. 1 drop, 2, 3, T. The numbers echoed in his head, each drop a tiny hammer blow. Time slipped by, unnoticed. The sun climbed higher in the sky, bathing the world in golden light. Yet, still, the fisherman counted. His resolve hardened with each passing moment. 100, 200, 300. The final stretch now loomed before him. At the 400th tier, his bargain ends. He braced himself for the final count. 400, and suddenly, the ground beneath him rumbled. The water in the fountain froze, then turned to blood red. Deafening roar shook the air. "Who dares disturb my slumber?" boomed a voice echoing with menace. From the center of the fountain, the ground split open. Smoke erupted, coiling and twisting, forming the shape of a towering giant. His eyes blazed with infernal fire. His skin crackled like flames dancing in the night. "So you found the way, fisherman. How clever. But why stay? Your end is nigh. Genie, you tricked me with false promises, weaving illusions to entrap me here. I am done with your games. Release me from this prison of yours and let me go." The genie snarled, baring teeth like daggers honed to kill. "Release you? Never. You trespassed into my domain, and trespassers will pay the ultimate price." The genie lunged. In a flash, his claws extended, aiming for the fisherman's heart. The fisherman flinched, stumbling backward, desperate to escape the clutches of his captor. But the genie was relentless, his laughter echoing through the chamber. "Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Your fate is sealed. You die tonight." With a speed that defied belief, the fisherman reached out, grabbing a nearby urn and hurling it towards the genie. The genie swerved, narrowly missing the projectile, but it served its purpose. It shattered against the wall, sending shards flying. One shard glinted in the dim light, catching the genie's eye. Enraged, "Fool, you dare defy me. You will regret that insolence." And with that, the genie vanished, reappearing before the fisherman. He was even more colossal now, his features contorted with rage. His eyes burned with infernal fire, promising torment and pain. Before the fisherman could react, the genie struck, sending him sprawling across the ground. With a guttural roar, he rose, his eyes blazing with triumph. "Your tricks are useless, genie. Bring on your worst. Let's end this charade, once and for all." The genie hesitated. "Arrogant mortal, you seek my full power. Very well, you shall have it. Do not cry out when you meet your end." The genie surged forward, his massive form casting a menacing shadow over the fisherman. With lightning speed, he whipped out a claw, extending it towards the terrified fisherman. But the fisherman rolled away just in time, escaping the clutches of his attacker. Shaken but resolute, he scrambled to his feet, adrenaline coursing through his veins. He knew he couldn't outrun or outfight the genie. He had to think fast. As the genie closed in, roaring with frustration, the fisherman spotted a cluster of oil lamps scattered nearby. An idea sparked in his mind, reckless, desperate, but possibly his only chance. He dashed towards the lamps, kicking them over, one by one. Oil spread on the ground, forming a sticky pool around the genie's feet. Unaware, the genie continued his assault, his attacks becoming more frenzied, his roars echoing through the cavern. But with each swing, more oil lamps were knocked over, spreading the flammable liquid further. Finally, amidst the din, the fisherman noticed a small opening near the ceiling. Scrambling up the side of the wall, he managed to reach it. He looked down, surveying the scene below. The genie, trapped in his own fury, was surrounded by a thick layer of oil. Seizing the moment, the fisherman crawled to the edge and dropped a burning ember into the abyss. Quah! The oil ignited instantly, enveloping the genie in flames. The creature screamed, a horrifying sound that sent shivers down the fisherman's spine. Thrashing wildly, The genie tried to extinguish the flames, but it was no use. The fire spread, consuming him completely. In a last-ditch effort to escape, the genie leaped into the air, soaring towards the opening the fisherman had used. But the fisherman, quick thinking, had placed several more oil lamps around it. The genie flew right into them, engulfed in a fireball of searing pain and agony. The creature shrieked as his form was consumed by the blaze. Then, slowly, almost imperceptibly, he began to shrink, his screams growing fainter with each passing moment. As the flames died down, the genie was gone. In his place, nothing but a pile of charred ash. The fisherman watched, his heart pounding. Had he really defeated the genie? Was he finally free? With trembling hands, he climbed down from his hiding spot, descending into the now smoldering chamber. He approached the pile of ash cautiously, unable to believe his victory was complete. But as he gazed upon the remnants of his tormentor, a sense of relief washed over him, a mixture of exhaustion and elation. He had outsmarted the genie, proving that wit and determination could conquer even the most fearsome of foes. But now, what? How did he escape this place? Key looked around, realizing the riddle had spoken of returning by the same path he had entered. A key, but how to get there? As his eyes scanned the room, they fell upon a single, lone door hidden in the shadows. Hope surged within him. Could this be the way out? He walked towards it, his steps echoing in the silent chamber. As he reached out to touch the handle, a sense of foreboding washed over him. He paused, wondering if he should really enter. What awaited him on the other side? Taking a deep breath, he pushed the door open and stepped through. And so, the fisherman, trembling yet clever, found himself face to face with a creature of smoke and fire, a genie whose rage could not be tamed. But what happened next could change his destiny forever. To hear the rest of this tale, join us in the next episode. This is Dark Whispers, where every night holds a new whisper in the dark. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss a story.